Alright, and they are going. We have buhbai who's started. Looks like the others are maybe going a little bit late, but we have buhbai going here, so we can kind of explain some of the movement here. So basically, as you can see in prologue, all we're really doing is jumping, but as a little birdie will tell us, in a few seconds, you can actually dash in the game, and basically all movement in this game is coming from that dash. We can have dash cancels, hyper dashes, extended versions of those, reverse versions of those, wall bounces, and ultra dashes. And yeah, so all runners now are going to be pretty much done with prologue. We can see we're trying to sync up buhbai back to the rest of them.
Buhbai with the head start.
Yeah.
That's why he got 5th place.
Alright, so now they're all heading into chapter 1. This chapter introduces some new movement techniques, some new mechanics. If you want to go over them, Wormham.
Yeah, so now we have the dash going, so it's like, you know, all bets are off, you know, like this is just like go mode from here. We see buhbai right now doing some wall bounces to ascend up these walls a little bit faster, and basically how that gets done is, what is it? You input a dash, and then during your dash you input a jump along the wall, and you go flying up.
And also some mechanics created in chapter 1. They are these zipper blocks, which basically their movement is initiated on contact, and obviously not really using much of those. As you can see from buhbai's screen, he's able to kind of skip a lot of them, but they can like kind of move you a bit across the map. And as we can see on buhbai here, he's using the neutral jump technique, finishing with what looks to be, I couldn't
like a
really
108.
see there.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Whatever it was, buhbai killed it. GG buhbai.
And Psyched now, he's finished chapter 1 as well, not too far behind. Chapter 1 has been very, very optimized, so most runners are able to get it done in about a minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, and what, Hornlet's got like a sub 1? Like,
yeah, he got a 59-second. There's no way anybody's gonna replicate that RTA unless something really big happens. Yeah. But now we're heading into chapter 2, where we get introduced to these dream blocks, which, I mean, you can kind of see what they do. They just kind of extend your dash like across the area which the dream block spans. And there's also Battlein, which is the first boss fight of the game, where she just kind of mimics your movement. So you kind of have to be careful not to backtrack, or be careful not to get in the way of her when there are rooms where you have to backtrack. Like,
right, there's like a 3-second delay or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So casually, this can be very difficult when you're just still starting to grasp all the kind of movement techniques, but like as we can see, Battlein isn't really much of a challenge for a lot of our runners today.
Oh, buhbai getting a little bit caught up there, but I think he makes it through an issue.
He's able to clutch that.
That almost looked like it could have been devastating, but he's good.
Yeah. And we have Psyched following fairly closely. buhbai taking a death there, getting screwed by that corner coming right out of the dream block, but he's able to finish, heading to the awake section. Psyched now, getting really caught up at the end there.
Psyched with a really rough death, unfortunately.
Yeah. And we have Taggerson heading into the last room of the Battlein fight as well.
Unfortunately, could not escape the fate that buhbai narrowly escaped here at the end of the Battlein section.
And Taggerson gets caught up as well in the same spot.
Super costly death. Probably the longest death in Old Site, right? Can't
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else.
That's by far the longest room in Old Site.
So a bit of an early setback for these folks, but there's still plenty more gameplay to go on.
So now Taggerson is in the clear. Ranubris is heading into the last room, and buhbai is already in chapter 3, which we will see introduces more movement techniques. As you can see, there are these dust bunnies, which all move on cycles. There's a key, which is fairly self-explanatory. It just opens doors, and that's kind of all there is to it, I think. I mean, there are some other parts, like there's kind of floor that when you walk on it creates kind of dust bunnies ish.
Right. So once you walk over it, you can't walk over it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I totally forget what I was gonna say. Never mind.
All right. Yeah. So chapter 3 really is just a cycle-based level.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Some cycles are hard and some are easy. Near the end, a lot of the cycles get a lot more tricky to deal with, especially when putting in these kind of big strats to save as much time as possible.
Right, this is like the point in the run where like you really want to get stuff first try, because death cycles, if you're not as familiar with them, can really throw you off, and it's really just, it's all about just getting your movement right the first time.
Yeah, because a lot of rooms, especially a few in, at least for me, an elevator shaft can be really punishing, not only to die on, but to get death cycle with, because I'm not really familiar with all of them. So,
buhbai going into huge mess here. Personal favorite section of the run. We got these 3 little chambers that he has to progress through. Let's see how he does with this section. Moving cleanly so far. See if he gets the spike jump without an issue at all. Wow, yeah. That was fast, huh? Already done with 1. And Psyched not too far behind, entering the intro to Huge Mess himself right now.
Yeah.
Looks like there's like a 15-second differential between Psyched and Ranubris in terms of like in-game time right now. So I think Ranubris is actually a little bit closer than it looks right now. However, Psyched still has a pretty good advantage over him right now. Ranubris is still working his way through the kind of intro section.
So we have buhbai. I've never seen anybody use an ultra there. Okay.
What a god.
But
the dude plays clean.
Yeah. So. And he's all the way through a huge mess.
That cycle at the end of Laundry is just so beautiful every time. Like, absolutely inspiring. Yeah, I was talking to buhbai beforehand. He said that he just wants to go for a 31 with the tourney, and kind of wants to go back to ARB, all red berries, for a 54. But he says this tournament's kind of been energizing him to get kind of back in the mix and really push for his lower all red berries time.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly wants to keep that record. It's the only main category record Teach doesn't have, so buhbai will want to keep that as long as he can. And here, we're gonna see buhbai going for the a cycle skip where he just does 4 chained hypers in that one room, just to basically go past all the dust bunnies. And then we saw him retry, and like get a death, which is one of the 2 intentional deaths in the entire run. Where basically you get the key and you retry, which is faster than getting the key and going back. So now he's on the Oshiro part, which basically is the second boss fight.
Misses one of the key switches there, but kind of gets out of there without an issue.
Yeah.
Always a little bit scary when the Oshiro fight starts to go a little wrong, because things can kind of quickly spin out of control for runners, kind of regardless of skill level. Nice little corner boost going into that dash room.
Yeah. Now we have Taggerson finishing up huge mess, heading into the elevator shaft. He's a bit behind buhbai, but I mean, it's hard to compare to him when he's just that dang good. Ooh!
Whoa,
And he gets
whoa,
a death
whoa.
right at the end of there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on.
That's certainly one of the most costly deaths to get in the entire run. Because I believe this room is either the longest or the second longest room of the entire game. So dying there could really be a big pain to your time.
Was that still a sub 5?
I didn't see.
I think that was still a sub 5. What the heck?
It probably could have been. So
What a god. Alright, moving on to Golden Ridge. For buhbai,
Yeah.
while the other folks are still moving their way through Celestial Resort here. Psyched is on the Oshiro fight himself. Kind of maintaining a pretty steady lead over Ranubris. I know we were expecting kind of a closer matchup between Psyched and Ranubris, so let's see if that kind of turns around in the later chapters here, but for now, Psyched is really maintaining his lead nicely.
yeah, Ranubris does get the fast cycle skip first try there, and Psyched does take a death in that one Oshiro room. And now we have Taggerson now moving into the Oshiro fight as well. And we forgot to go over the mechanics of Chapter 4. So basically, there's these blue balls which kind of act as an extra dash. There's these moving blocks which we don't really use them for their intended purpose in speedrunning. We kind of use them to gain extra momentum for some jumps, like we'll see in this room, where buhbai will use the movement from this moving block and
the auto scroller skip just doesn't quite work out for buhbai, unfortunately.
Yeah,
super close there.
and then yeah, also in Chapter 4 we have wind, which is self-explanatory, and then we have these clouds, which basically act as trampolines. We have
If only you
Taggerson-
could actually move through clouds like they were bouncy and trampolines.
Yeah. We have Taggerson finishing up Chapter 3 there. Only a few seconds behind Psyched.
Yeah, so it kind of tightened up a little bit there between Psyched and Ranubris. It seems like as Ranubris kind of wraps up this last screen of Oshiro, he's really just a couple of screens behind Psyched at the moment. Psyched here opting for a bit of a more conservative strat, going up on the key switch room there.
Yeah.
One on the right, followed by the one up top.
I mean, in all fairness, that strat only saves maybe 1 second at most. And what we saw from buhbai there is a pretty big cycle skip, where he's able to skip the wind cycle with just some quick movement in that room to get to the blue bubble and a wall bounce after you get out of it, which is a pretty difficult strat to kind of nail down, but it proves to be no challenge for him. And what the—
Oh, wow, dude. I think buhbai just, like, broke the sound barrier for a second.
that
was
did not
nice.
expect to see that.
Unfortunately, he got conked by a snowball, but that was looking pretty smooth for a
I've
second.
never seen that strat used before, so he certainly likes those ultra dashes. And as we see him going to the last room of Golden Ridge, with what looks to be I can't really tell from here, a low to mid 3, I believe.
I got like a tiny viewer going on, so I can't really
Yeah, it's
I
probably,
can't really see the level times, but I'm sure it was pretty good.
yeah, from what it looked to me, it looked like a 3, like a low to mid 3, something like that. So now he's heading into a Mirror Temple, which introduces even more mechanics. We see these red bubbles, which kind of act like the blue bubbles we saw in the previous chapter, except they go until either you dash out of them, or they hit kind of a wall. And then we have these dash blocks, which are kind of like the ones we saw in chapter 1, except instead of being initiated by movement, they're initiated by you dashing no matter where it is. And here we can see he doesn't get the corner boost strat, but he does, as we can see, they give you a lot of speed.
Ranubris kind of tightening it up a little bit more against Psyched here, as they both wrap up Golden Ridge. You know, given their kind of 15-second split right now, they're actually pretty close as Ranubris moves into the final movement here of Golden Ridge. And Psyched just kind of approaching the end here, but these guys are definitely tightening up a little bit. So definitely keep an eye out for what's going on in the bottom half of the screen as well.
Yeah, Taggerson just pulling ahead over Psyched and that kind of, not actual race, but just kind of comparison. Taggerson
yeah, those two are super close.
Yeah, just 7 seconds ahead. And here we have buhbai going into the Seeker tutorial, quote-unquote, section, where basically you just kind of learn the movement of the Seekers, which is an enemy you will see shortly in the game, where basically you can just see how they have their own dash movement. And we have Taggerson and Psyched both literally on the same screen. I
think if you look at the times, yeah, Taggerson has like a couple of seconds of advantage.
Yeah.
But it is like RTA, it's super close right now.
Yeah. And one thing we see buhbai using here is how you can use the Seekers and their dash to manipulate them to kind of hit the key switches for you, which does save a fair amount of time.
It's always exciting to see how top-level players handle the last level of unraveling here. buhbai turning it on and moving through it without an issue.
And now we see him approaching probably the only major skip in this game, which is search skip, which is actually, I believe, an intended skip from the developers, which only requires just a reverse extended dash cancel to just skip over that one kind of tentacle platform to skip getting 2 keys and having to move on to the next area. And now we see Taggerson and Psyched still in the same room, although there is, again, a small difference between their timers. And we see Ranubris, although lagging behind a little bit, he's still getting a fairly decent time, heading into the like the next part of Mirror Temple.
buhbai just absolutely crushing the Theo section right now.
Yeah, that's also an interesting part of the run, to see how runners deal with... Ooh!
Dude, I cursed it! Oh, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, buhbai! Uh-oh, dude! Get out of there, man!
And you're still able to clutch it?
Oh, man, that was spooky.
Nice to see runners able to stay up there while doing some improv. Ooh, throwing the spike off the block there, but he's still alive, so there's that.
Alright, dude. He's good. He's good. He got out of there. Taggerson quickly... oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Psyched has made up a bit of time over Taggerson, because although their clocks are still a little bit out of sync, in respect to kind of the room they're in, Psyched just kind of pulled ahead a little bit. And we have Ranubris now entering the unraveling section of Mirror Temple. Still not really the closest race we expected, but I mean, there isn't that big of a difference.
Yeah, there's about one section separating the two on the bottom right now.
Yeah.
I'd say Psyched probably opened it up a little bit within the last few minutes, but who's to say that things can't turn around in Reflection and Summit? It seems like that's really the turning point for a lot of runs.
As they're both the longest chapters, so they both give the biggest chance to come back. Just depends on how they play. And now buhbai is in the Reflection, and there was even more mechanics here, as he goes for Link Skip and gets it first try, which is pretty impressive. We have
no need to go to the right there, dude. He's just sticking to the left and
yeah. Oh, what? I've never seen that before.
That was nice.
Yeah. So basically, we have these feathers which are omnidirectional. You can kind of control them with your analog stick because they can move in any direction you physically want instead of the 8 normal directions of the dashes. There is these Kevin blocks, as we've named them. Basically, just as reference to Kevin from Power Up Audio, who actually made the noise which we hear from those blocks.
What a legend. No, it doesn't sound like that at all. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not good at impersonating the Kevin blocks, I guess.
Yeah. Which basically, yeah. So they're basically a combination between the zipper blocks from Chapter 1 and the dash blocks from Chapter 5. In the case that they're initiated by getting hit with a dash, compared to the just contact from the zipper blocks and the dashing anywhere from the dash blocks. And then
look at Taggerson and Psyched right now, by the way.
Yeah,
these two are still basically frame tied.
Taggerson just getting the eyeball kill a few frames before. RTA, this would be intense. Very intense. And then there are also these bumpers in Chapter 6, which, as the name implies, they're bumpers. They kind of bump you in whatever direction, in the opposite direction you hit them in. And if you hold, if you hit them from the left side, and you hold right after you hit them, you can actually get double the distance from it, which allows you to do some pretty crazy movement, I guess. But the bumpers aren't really used that often in Chapter 6, especially in the battle and fight, which we'll be seeing soon. And it looks like Taggerson is starting to pull ahead RTA-wise over Psyched. There is still one room separating them, but he's starting to gain some ground. And Ranubris taking an unfortunate death there in the last room of Mirror Temple before the eyeball. But he's still fairly close, so I'd say if he has a really good Reflection, if he has a really good Summit, he could take this from Psyched. And now we see buhbai going into the battle and fight. Instead of mimicking all your movements, Battlein just sits back and fires lasers at you. And they're all kind of based on a cycle, after a certain amount of time she'll fire a laser or something like that. And every time you hit her, you get bounced back and you get a dash. And there are also some blocks that kind of fall down, which kind of change the terrain a little bit, but as we can see, he's just flying through this here.
And Ranubris moving into the beginning section of Reflection here. As Psyched is about, most of the way done with this kind of intro section of Reflection here. Getting past these bumpers without too much of an issue. Psyched screen. Ranubris running into a tiny hitch there on a little tiny skip there with one of the Kevin blocks.
Yeah. It's still RTA-wise, it's still very close between Taggerson and Psyched. Taggerson's still kind of in the lead by a little bit, just one room. And now buhbai heading into the second phase of the battle and fight, where battling
gets crushed like everybody does on that first screen.
Yeah, where basically battling can move the blocks on cycles instead of initiating them being moved by when she gets hit, which casually can really make this fight difficult, but in some ways it can be kind of used well, I guess. Oh, and it looks like Psyched actually took a bit of a lead over Taggerson there. Psyched is about to do battle and boosting, which I forgot to mention. Yeah, and he does it well, where basically you hyper off the Kevin block, and you're able to get like an insane amount of speed. And it looks like Psyched might possibly be ahead of Taggerson now.
As buhbai is winding down here on reflection, cruising through these last few screens here, that is just super fast movement, doing those wall bounces, like chaining them back to back.
And I could just barely make out the time. It looks like he got a 6:02, I believe. I may be wrong. So.
Alright. Props, buhbai. That's way better than I can do. Yeah, Psyched and Taggerson is definitely the closest matchup, kind of throughout this this four-way set of races right now.
Yeah. We're definitely seeing a lot of lead changes between these two, although they aren't racing each other. But still entertaining to watch, nevertheless. So.
For sure. And this is the point where we really start thinking about, like, can these folks PB? Ranubris, I think, was shooting for a sub 40 on this one. Wants to be entering Summit around like a 28, he told me. We'll see. He's gonna have to play super clean. I don't know if that's an achievable like Summit enter at this point, but we'll kind of see what happens on his screen. Taggerson could be on pace right now. He's got about a 25. His PB's a 37-17.
Yeah,
so if he has a good Summit, it could maybe work out.
Let me see something.
For sure.
Yeah.
Same with Psyched, actually.
Psyched and Taggerson, their PBs are literally 3 seconds within each other.
That certainly explains why the matchup has been so close.
Yeah.
buhbai moving into 1,000 meters.
And Psyched is now done the battle and fight, and just the last little bit before finishing reflection. So he's really gained some ground on Taggerson here.
Oh, buhbai. Doing the dream hypers through this room. Unfortunately, he dies at the very end of the screen, but look at him go. Dream hypers look so cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt I'll ever learn them, so it's just fun to watch other people actually be able to do them.
Yeah, dude, I have like serious envy right now.
And Taggerson finishing reflection, obviously not far behind Psyched. As buhbai moves into somewhat unanimously the hardest bit of Summit, 1500, and running into a bit of an issue with those cycles, as you can see.
We've got intel from chat saying that Psyched just saved 30 seconds on reflection.
Oh my goodness.
That's nuts. So he's for sure like, he's got to be on pace right now.
Yeah, looks like he's about a minute in to Summit, and looks like if he gets anything sub 11, then I think he'll PB. So I may be mistaken, but that might be what it is. So
Ranubris is also entering the final section of the battle and fight. Again, if he kind of crushes this last part, he could still be on pace for a PB here. We'll see what happens with him. I think he was telling me that his best summit's like a sub 11, like a 1050 something. So if he gets like a summit gold or something, he could really perhaps pull something off here.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. I was about to say bye-bye in these ultras. Holy crap. And coming up on bye-bye's screen, we'll see, yeah, he goes for it, the auto-scroller skip, which saves maybe 5 to 10 seconds, I believe. So certainly useful for any speedrunner wanting to optimize to the maximum. And he also goes for the second auto-scroller skip in 2000.
So Ranubris actually had a super clean finish with the reflection, so I think he's going to be on pace going into Summit here. It's going to be close.
Because I believe, let me check.
He's got like a 40 something.
43, so I guess we'll see. If he has a good summit, then for sure. In fact, I think if he gets, I think a sub 12 will work well for him here.
Yeah, he's got some wiggle room. He was telling me he's got about a minute to save in Summit, so he's feeling pretty good about this last second.
That's nice then.
Yeah. And we have Taggerson and Psyched both on 1500 meters right now. The return of Celestial Resort, the dreaded return of Celestial Resort. I don't think I've talked to a single person who actually like enjoys this part of the run, but yeah. I could be mistaken.
So bye-bye now. He just got first try key skip, which is one of the many skips of 2500 meters. I personally think for me, 2500 is the most fun because of all the skips. And obviously he goes for door skip. No surprise there, and he gets it first try. He saved a whopping 1 second of time. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Taggerson looks like
gained a little bit of ground there on Psyched. I'm pretty sure, wasn't Psyched ahead like at the start of 1500?
Yeah, but I mean, looking at their IGT timers, Taggerson is pretty a little bit further ahead now. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, Taggerson's got about 10 seconds on Psyched, it looks like. Well,
Psyched maybe has 1 or 2 because he's a little bit further RTA wise. Taggerson with a bit of an unfortunate death there. But I think, yeah, because it says Taggerson's IGT is 10 seconds-ish ahead of Psyched, so.
Yeah, it's for sure gonna come down to the wire with these two.
Psyched getting the first try auto-scroller skip, as well as Taggerson. And I forgot to mention, but bye-bye is now in 3,000 meters, the last little bit of summit.
Crushing it. Just had a little bit of a flub there, but he's kind of back on track here, moving right along.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if he's on.
Whoa! Do you see that reverse hyper? That was nuts, dude.
That was crazy. Yeah, I'm not really sure if he's on PB pace or on 31 pace, but I mean, this is better than pretty much what all the other runners can do, so there's that, I guess. And now Taggerson and Psyched, both on the 2500 bit. This could honestly decide who's in the lead or who's in the lead or who's not. Psyched's taking a bit of a death there, putting Taggerson in front now, RTA wise.
It's gonna come down to door skip, y'all.
The biggest skip in the game. So Taggerson going for key skip, getting it first try. And Psyched missing it once.
Struggling a little bit here. Uh-oh.
Getting it third try, I believe, as Taggerson is now with a considerably larger lead than before. Taggerson going for door skip, getting one. Oh,
and missing the second one.
Alright,
giving Psyched an opening here. Psyched gets one, and that's gonna be two for Psyched, getting it first try. Gotta save that second, dude. It's really important.
A big deal.
Hashtag big deal.
So buhbai now on the third checkpoint. He's nearly done his run. It won't be a PB for him. It looks like it could be a sub 33. I hope I didn't curse that. So he gets past flag 2.
Now here he goes. Final ascent here for buhbai. Spoiling it in the chat that he's already done. What a lad. Alright, getting the 3257. Damn.
Still sub 33. And as we can see, Psyched and Taggerson yet again in the same room. Although it looks like Taggerson has about 12 seconds on his IGT compared to Psyched. And Ranubris still going through 2,000 meters. I believe this could be on PB pace for him, which is surely nice.
buhbai with an insane run, dude. I mean, he called it terrible. It was nuts. GG's to buhbai. Yeah, buhbai kind of paring it down with the berry count here, only getting 1 this time instead of the traditional 10 or 11.
Looks like his file name was lying a little bit, but
yeah, more like 1/10 the berries. That was not a whatever. Anyways,
at least you tried.
Yeah, dude, at least I tried. All right, Tag and Psyched. What a matchup, dude. This has been just such an exciting watch, like start to finish. These two have not given each other an inch, like, what, since, like, Resort. Like, they've been neck and neck.
Ooh, Psyched's taking a little bit of a death. Getting the down dash a little bit too early. Giving Taggerson some time to catch up.
But Taggerson has the advantage here, IGT. Very close RTA, but I think there's a bit of an advantage here, and Psyched.
Ooh, Psyched's really cutting it close there. That was a save.
Taking a second to reflect before proceeding there.
Ooh. And now Taggerson is ahead RTA.
Both for sure on PB pace here. This is like 36 pace, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Because I believe if they go through, I believe going through the last little bit, deathless is about 45 seconds or so. I hope I didn't curse that as well. So there's that. As Taggerson is heading into flag 3, Psyched not far behind, and Ranubris now heading into the last little bit. He's going into 3,000 meters. Taggerson hitting flag 2.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what the final times are for these two runners. Like, Here it comes for Taggerson. Taggerson's going to be the first RTA to finish here. What's it going to be for Taggerson? He's going to pull off a kind of a rough finish.
36-37, I believe. That is a personal best for sure.
That by a minute.
Yeah, I think
literally 60 seconds. Like, that is a full minute improvement for Taggerson. And Psyched with a 37.03. So GG's to both of those guys. Psyched also pulling off a PB. 17-second PB for Psyched as well. Absolutely insane. That was an exciting watch for an incredible display from both of those guys.
Yeah, it looks like everybody nowadays is PBing in this race. That's pretty crazy.
It's the hip thing to do.
All the cool kids are PBing now.
Positive peer pressure, right? So all eyes are on Ranubris now. He's got about what, like 2.5 minutes here to wrap up to get that sub 40 goal.
Yeah. So I mean, he definitely could. I mean,
he's gotta go. He's gotta like move, but it could maybe still happen.
I mean, he is on the updraft part already, so it's definitely possible.
He wants it. Like, look at this movement. You can like just kind of tell, dude. Like he's like looking at that time and being like, I am so close.
I don't blame him. Sub 40 is a pretty big milestone, so. But we're gonna see. Is he gonna try and play it safe, go for minimal deaths, or is he gonna try and?
That's always the question at the end of a run, right? It's like,
yeah.
do I play it conservatively and just hope that the time shakes out, or do I just go all in? He's on, what, is that flag 11, yeah?
Flag 12 right now, I believe.
12,
oh, flag 11, yeah, excuse me.
Oh my god, this is going to be really close. He's playing so... I don't want to curse it, but he's playing pretty smoothly at the moment. This is actually incredible. He's gone a long time without dying. That was a really clean updraft section. Wow. I mean, this is still an updraft section, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if he plays this cleanly, I really don't want to jinx him here, but if he plays this cleanly, looks like he could pull out the sub 40.
Come on, dude.
I want to see some countdowns in chat. So, because he's really close here.
It's gonna be so close. This is gonna be so close. I like almost can't even watch, dude.
All right, flag 1.
He's got flag 1, dude. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. What a finish from Ranubris here. Playing so clean to get that time. He's got it.
And dude. He gets it.
39.47.
39.47. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Congratulations. That's
oh wow.
3 personal bests in 1 run. That is crazy.
That is a gold summit for Ranubris as well. He was telling me he got like a 10:57 for his best, and I think that's a 10:52. So GG's to Ranubris, dude. That was nuts. What a finish.
GG everybody. That was
GG's all around. 3
that was
PBs,
an incredible
dude.
race.
Buhbai doing his thing, looking like an absolute monster. Like, what a race, dude. That was nuts.
Can we just point out the funny bit how I believe Buhbai got the least amount of berries out of everybody?
Oh, how ironic.
Yeah.
Dang. Wow. I have no words. That was just absolutely cool. That was really cool to watch.
And he's saying in chat he lost 30 seconds to City.
Oh no.
So he could even do a sub 39 if he plays really well.
I mean, at least, right? Like, that summit finish was so smooth. Like, he was not.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, he looked really clean there.
He like wanted it so bad. That was nuts. Oh man, like even like 1 or 2 slip ups there could have cost him it, and he did not let it slip.
Very impressive, I guess. So I mean, I guess that's all for the race. Let me see if there's anything happening soon. It looks like
I don't think we're doing the 3 o'clock race on Speed Gaming.
Yeah, it looks like that's not being restreamed, but there is one. There is a 4-way at 4 o'clock between Swessy, Flarebear, Benteezy, and iCod.
Ooh.
That'll probably be a really good race to watch. So head on to Speed Gaming 2 at 4 o'clock if you want to watch that. That'll certainly be an intense race.
There's a 5 o'clock too, right? Am I right?
The 5 o'clock one is not being streamed.
Oh, okay. There's so many races happening this weekend.
Yeah, but all the races from 6 to 10 will be on either Speed Gaming 4 or Speed Gaming 6. So you can watch that. Some of the races look pretty good.
Keep it locked, y'all. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up this weekend. My cat says hi.
So let me see. If any of the runners want to, they can hop in for possibly an interview. I'm not sure if we have the time,
to talk to some
but
folks.
yeah, that was certainly a fun race to watch. I think, well, obviously out of all the races I've commentated, that's the one with the most PBs. So there's that.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah.
All right, so Psyched and Ranubris, I think you two are the folks who are mic'd and have a second if you want to jump in. Ranubris, if you got some stuff to say about that sub 40, man, we would love to hear it.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I got you, Ranubris. Hold on a second.
Hello?
The man,
Hello.
the myth, the legend, Ranubris. Congrats on sub 40, dude. You there?
What?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Yeah. Yo, congrats on sub 40.
Thank you, dude.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, Psyched? GG's on the PB.
It wasn't really a PB. My real PB is sub 37.
Alright.
Man. Speedrun.com lied to me.
Yeah,
I was lied.
I didn't
Oh, well.
upload it so far. But I'm really happy with the run. I only missed my PB by like 20 seconds.
The
Alright,
time
so-
was really good, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I saw your final time, Psych. That was really awesome. Good job. GG, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, GG. It was a great race.
All
How'd you guys feel about
Ranubris.
watching? How'd you guys feel about watching my awful first level?
You know, I saw that you were kind of wrapping up after everybody else, and I was like, I wonder if this is going to be the sub 40. But you really turned it around there when it came to like Summit. So, and the end of your battle line fight too, actually, were both pretty clean.
There was a lot in that run that was actually much cleaner than it had been. My old site was a PB, an IL PB with a 208. My Ridge was a sub 4. My Temple was a sub 6. And my Reflection was really good. And then the Summit was a sub 11. So, I mean, even though the fact that I lost, it was literally a 30-second time loss in City. 30 seconds. I watched my splits. It was 30 seconds.
Oh man,
Oh, wow.
Starting
Yeah.
to come back.
big
So,
hill to climb there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was screaming into my mic. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude.
Not like this, yeah. Well, you're gonna have a really easy early game to run against for the next one, so that's good.
Yeah, always having 30 seconds to spare in the beginning is really good.
Yeah, we've seen
Summit Gold,
green
though,
there.
right? That was like a Summit Gold, pretty sure.
There was a few parts of it that were gold, but I don't think the actual summit was gold. I think it was like very close, like within a second or two.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well,
Still pretty nice there. So, congrats on the run. Congrats to all our runners. That was really fun to watch.
yeah, Psyched. You and Taggerson weren't actually like racing against each other, but the matchup was extremely close the entire time.
Yeah, I saw the end of his run when I tapped out the game after I finished. So he was like 30 seconds faster than me, I think, in the end.
Yeah.
I think
RTA though, like you guys were synced for like almost at some point during like almost every single chapter.
Oh,
It was
wow.
nuts.
yeah, that was pretty intense to watch. So
And I think you guys changed like who was winning like probably in like 3 or 4 chapters. It was crazy. Like
Yeah.
it could have gone either way for sure.
I messed up chapters 2 to 4 and then pulled a gold time on Mirror Temple and Reflection. Oh, that Reflection was so awesome. Can't believe it. Like 6:20 or something.
That was super fast, yeah.
Yeah, there was like a 20-second gold for me.
Oh,
So I'm really
man.
happy about that.
Nice.
Well done. And it's not PB splits either, so you don't have to worry about running against it.
Yeah. I would lose a lot of time there every run.
Yeah, 620 is a really good reflection. Any final thoughts, guys, before we kind of ship off and get ready for the next race in a couple hours?
I would say thanks for watching, everyone. And also thanks for commentating. You guys are doing an awesome job.
yeah, no problem. Thanks for running as well.
It was a lot of fun. That was a great first race to commentate for sure. Lots of fun stuff to kind of point out and chat about.
I'd like to say thank you guys for commentating. Thank you guys for restreaming. Thank you to Speed Gaming. And this tournament is going to be going on for a very long time, chat. So don't go anywhere. There's a lot more awesome races to come up, a lot more PBs. Everyone's getting better at this. So just make sure you stick around and keep watching because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. When are your next races, guys?
My next race is tomorrow at 2 p.m., I think. I have to look it up again.
All right, so rest up. You got a full like 24 hours. You're good. Ranubris?
Mine's not scheduled yet. I've done 2 so far. I'm kind of waiting on the rest of the group to kind of see when we have like time that matches up together, but soon, maybe next week.
Very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of folks are kind of spacing it out a little bit, so which is kind of nice because we have like 5 weeks to schedule all our matches, so there's a little bit of wiggle room there.
Yeah, so we also have a ton more races later this afternoon. If I check, yeah, there is one being streamed on Speed Gaming 2 in an hour. It's a 4-way between Swessy, Flarebear, Ventesi, and iCod. And then from 6 to 10, there are 5 races.
Oh my god.
So, they are all two-way races. So, I mean, not as kind of crazy and as packed as the ones like this, but certainly good ones to watch. Some of these look like some pretty good runs to watch, so stay tuned for that.
Keep it locked, y'all. We got plenty more Celeste for ya.
Yeah, so I think we might be done with this. I think we're okay to end it.
All right. See you
All
guys
right.
later. Thanks again, and GG's
Thanks.
to all the runners.
Thanks all you guys for running. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting all this. And yeah, a lot of us will be back fairly soon.